welcome back to Rolling Solo. My name is Adam Smith, and this is an unboxing of Star Wars Imperial Assault Return to Hoth. An expansion for the base game. It is the first big box expansion for Imperial Assault. The previous one was Twin Shadows, and it was more of a smaller box, almost half this size or even a little less than that. So this is the first big box expansion for Imperial Assault if you're kind of thinking about it in order. So the very first thing we're going to do is just obviously take a look at the cover artwork and drool, as all the Star Wars fans would probably do. And then we're going to flip this thing over really quick and take a look at what's on the back of it. I'm going to go ahead and read this to you, but I'm also going to zoom it in so you guys can actually see what it says. So the Empire stands triumphant. The Imperial Navy has located the Rebellion's temporary home at Echo Base and launched a devastating attack. The rebels scramble to escape from the surface of Hoth, desperately searching for a shelter on the system's nearby planets. Danger is everywhere. Imperial forces patrol constantly, and the Empire's spies search the system for rebels. Only the bravest heroes would dare to return to Hoth. Travel back to the frigid ice plains of Hoth, and a new expansion for Imperial Assault Return to Hoth offers a new campaign with 16 brand new missions that begin in the frantic aftermath of the Battle of Hoth. Your desperate struggle to protect the rebel refugees brings you across the Outer Rim, and you soon find yourself among the abandoned ruins of Echo Base itself with a desperate plan to stop an Imperial attack. 3 all-new heroes join the fight in this expansion, working alongside Princess Leia to oppose the Empire's forces. While the new map tiles, items, classes, and rewards bring you deeper into this Star Wars adventure. Return to Hoth also features new figures and command cards to provide exciting new strategies for each faction during your head-to-head skirmishes. You can field deadly HK assassin droids, elite Imperial snowtroopers, reliable Echo Base infantry, or the deadly bounty hunter Dengar. Entirely new skirmish missions feature snow-covered maps, and new command cards help you lead your troops to victory. Alright, so there's some pretty cool stuff going on in this particular expansion. It includes 15 plastic miniatures. You can actually see there's even some quite large miniatures here. That is amazing. So 2 real big ones. So wow, that's really cool. And then that's so awesome. And then there's quite a few new heroes too. That's actually going to add quite a bit to the game as well. That's pretty awesome, as well as some really cool heroes. It looks like I can actually see Leia up there. Now again, remember how Imperial Assault works is typically the major heroes of a particular expansion are actually not found inside the box. I know this may kind of irk some people, but essentially there's small box expansions you can purchase in order to get the miniatures for those particular characters. So I think Leia is one of those individuals. There might be others in this box, we'll see in a second, that you can purchase in order to get the miniature version versus the cardboard token that's inside here. Without further ado, let's cut the box open and see what's inside, because that's why we're here. I'm excited because Hoth was always one of the well, actually, as soon as I saw Hoth in the movies, it was one of the most, I don't know, it blew my imagination away. It was one of the most amazing battles I'd ever seen in a movie before for a very long time. I couldn't get over how amazing it was and how well done it was for its time. It was extremely exciting, so I'm really excited to see how the Imperial Assault takes this return to Hoth and makes it more interesting on the ground, because obviously in this one you're not going to be fighting AT-ATs, as they're a little too large for the miniatures of this one, although I know for a fact there are AT-STs in this game. The base game comes with one, but I've never seen and don't believe there's an AT-AT yet. That would be a scary thing to see probably in this game. Size-wise, it'd also be ridiculous. So let's go ahead and crack this box open, and the first thing we see is the wonderful Fantasy Flight catalog again, which is something I typically toss because I already know what's coming out from them because I keep on top of that kind of stuff. The manual for this one goes down the large route, so I don't know if you watched the prior episode that I had done, or I should say unboxing for Twin Shadows. I said it was around a medium-sized rulebook. This is more normal size. This is a regular-sized rulebook and is thicker. It actually does have up to 37 pages. There's obviously a portion of this you're not supposed to look at, starting from right here and backwards, so literally almost more than 2/3 of the rulebook you're not supposed to even peek at. There's only there's 10 pages basically showing right here. at the front of just new things in terms of the campaign setup. Obviously, this implements a very, very new feature in the skirmishes in terms of 4-player skirmishes, something I don't think was part of the base game or Twin Shadows. It also has expansion rules and really cool art. Now, obviously, they've done a really cool job of throwing in some nice pictures in there. So really, if you take all the pictures out, or at least all the information out, there really isn't that much that you have to scour over before you're done. You're hitting the credits and you're ready to start into your adventure. So if you're familiar with Star Wars, it shouldn't be too much of a jump, or Star Wars Imperial Assault, it shouldn't be too much of a jump to get into the campaign. You got yourself here a skirmish map sheet, so a brand new skirmish area to fight in. Looks like it's obviously Hoth, and some internal or structural places as well. That's really cool. There's a medical bay there in the center. It's called Echo Base, so this is Echo Base itself. And then on the back, I think this is just a blown up. Maybe this is the actual spots where things are supposed to be set up in terms of the skirmish map. So that's really cool. Again, more stickers, because obviously as more units come into play, stickers are definitely important to be able to differentiate who's who when you're playing. In this particular one, I imagine we get more tiles. The tile set's bigger, wider, I should say. And I think in Twin Shadows there was 3. In this larger expansion, there's 4. I'm not going to go through and rip all of them open because, I don't know, it's kind of cool also to do this for yourself and to experience the idea of seeing all the different tiles, but you get a general idea right here. Again, Hoth is snow planet, so you're going to be seeing a lot of snow. And then I think on the other side, well, at least on this side anyway, the last Twin Shadows one had more tiles. This one actually has tokens, a lot of tokens that are added in, as well as some end pieces and middle pieces. There's a couple tiles in there as well. But I'm not going to go ahead and rip this open completely, because I think part of the fun in an unboxing, even though I show everything else with the tile sets for this, I think it's kind of fun to actually see those for yourself when you purchase them. So I'm also just going to avoid it for now. Plus, I also don't want to unbox it and have them falling out of the cardboard, because that's usually a nightmare. Next thing we're going to talk about is probably we'll go to the cards, the larger cards first anyway. Again, wow, really cool back on those ones. Let's take a quick look. I'm just going to do a quick skim through so you guys can see everything. And again, it's not going to be an understanding of what the card does, but just enough that you can see what types of cards are in the game. Again, if you're familiar with the game, then that helps as well. Here we go. This is going to talk about the individuals actually in the set. So a Snow Trooper, for instance. I got a couple of those, as well as elite versions. There you go, the SC-2M Repulsor tank. It's pretty cool. General Soren. He is a character that you have to purchase outside in a miniature pack in order to get him, so he's likely a token in this one. The HK Assassin Droid, you do get him, I believe. The Wampa is definitely included as a miniature in this one. Dengar is not. You have to purchase that one separately. Leia is not. You have to purchase her separately. Echo-based troopers, I don't believe they are. I know you can purchase these ones separately, but it may be just to get more of them. I think they might be included. We'll see. There's quite a bit. There's a big bag right there. This guy is included. Verna Talos, I believe she is included. Loku is included. And then, of course, there's some other things. Targeting computers, home front, return to Echo Base. One step behind. I really like the artwork. It's so cool. There you go. That's the classic Hoth picture there where my jaw hit the floor when I saw all those AT-ATs kind of heading towards the base. That's very cool. That's really nice too. Again, like Fantasy Flight does an absolutely killer job of throwing in some really fantastic artwork. They do not do the license any negative PR, that's for sure, in terms of the artist or artistry. So the next thing to probably talk about before we go into the miniatures bag is probably just looking at the actual heroes so that we know who they are before we see the miniatures. Talk a little bit on the back of the box. So in this case, there was 3. So let's take a look and see what they look like on their player boards. The very first one is a Loyal Medic MHD-19. Very cool looking individual, and I would be very happy to play this one. I think he looks really cool. He also rolls a black dice for defense. That's pretty impressive. Loku Canola is what I'm going to pronounce his name as, and you can tell me if I butchered that. Again, he is a deadly marksmith, and it makes sense based on his gigantic sniper rifle there. And then Verena Talos. So she is a cunning operative, and she's got some great objectives. Very cool poses as well. To be honest, in terms of the artwork, For some strange reason, when I look at these three, these two look like they were done by the same artist, and this one looks like it was done by a different artist, but for some reason, I am digging this artwork on this one. Like, these ones look okay, and they look good. But this one, for some reason, I don't know, it just looks amazing. Like, the detail and the darkness on that droid and the eyes, I don't want to wake up to that. Okay, sorry about that, just booted the camera. Okay, so that's the three heroes that you can play, or at least add into a campaign when you're going through it. So I'll put those guys back in the bag. So let's go ahead and rip this miniature bag open because there's quite a bit in here. So, oh, that's cool. They actually do provide two. So I thought they'd only do one, but apparently they actually do provide two of these guys, which is awesome. So there's one of them. And of course the other one's going to look exactly the same, so it's not like you're seeing anything majorly different there, but very, very cool. Those guys are pretty big too. Take up quite a bit of space. Let's see here, heroes-wise, I'll just throw all the heroes in front of you real quick. So we got, there is the lady of the hero party. She's got a really cool, looks like a dagger or maybe a tool. She's an operative, so she's got a nice gun. I really like the cape. It's a really nice effect. I like the whole like moving cape idea. She's kind of whipped her pistol out. This guy here is the wonderful droid. And he's very cool. This is the one that I think would be the coolest to play. Although I don't know much about how he plays, so maybe he's terrible. I don't know. We'll have to see. I can't seem to get that to focus for some reason. And there we go. Again, very good detail on him. Looks really nice. It's not a very complex miniature. That one is pretty simplistic, but it's a droid, so you can't really expect too much on that. I imagine C-3PO and R2-D2 are probably not in the same boat. This one's really detailed. He's got a lot going for him. He's actually fairly heavy too. He's got a pretty thick body all the way around, and the cape as well as the gun add to his weight. So kind of gives me, I want to call him General Akbar, even though that is not him. But it is the same race. Very cool, very cool. So those are those guys. Let's see if I can divide up. Now, just so you guys know, well actually I think I can put this tank together right now. This should be pretty simple. And there we go, that was easy. So I literally just clipped this base onto the tank and voila, that is the tank. It's about that big, so it sits in the palm of your hand. Fairly large size when you compare it to even one of these guys. Again, you need someone driving the tank. It shouldn't be completely empty because that would be weird. So there you go, you put your individual, and there's a guy who actually sits on top of the tank. That looks really cool. Again, painting wise, that's going to be a blast to paint. I don't know when I'll do it. There's obviously some guns missing on the side, I just realized, so that's kind of embarrassing. So let me finish throwing those in and just hope that I actually put them on the right sides. These ones have long turrets, so it's possible they need to be bent in hot water, but they actually look pretty good. They actually end up coming in pretty okay. They're relatively straight, and if anything, they bend in towards the center of the miniature, so it actually looks okay. I'll probably do a little bit to help that, but still looks really awesome. That's a really cool tank. This guy wants to fall out, so it might be worth gluing him into place. Oh, never mind. He actually has, I just didn't push hard enough. He's got a couple pegs. There we go. I think he's in now. Now he's not going anywhere. There we go. Perfect. Awesome. And then, of course, these guns need to be pushed in harder. But yeah, that's very cool. Next up, we've got the Snow Troopers. These guys are awesome. I imagine we get 4 of these guys. So yeah, there's 4 of them. I'm going to put them on my hand real quick so you guys can see them. They tend to do the similar poses in this game, so they're going to look the same. But again, really nice detail. They're holding their guns. They got their capes flapping in the wind. All that kind of stuff. Their helmets are really cool. Face details are great. The gun detail is amazing. It's going to be easy to paint those. No issues there. And they're going to look great on the table. Next up is, I don't know what these guys are. They look like a bunch of droids. I can't tell. Oh, actually, guys, sorry about that. There's 5 of them. So this is the 5th one of that. So there's 5 of those snow troopers, and then there's 3 of these, I don't know what they are. Some type of security droids or something like that, but they're, I forget what it said on the back of the box when we read it, but those are just some type of 3 other characters, basically. That's all I'll say, because I don't know. And, oh, there's a different one. Maybe they give you, oh, it must be an elite. So they give you 3 of one pose, maybe because of the elite versus regular units. So you've got 3 that are like this, that are all the same pose. And you have this guy who has his gun down, and I believe that would be the elite. If I come over here and back to the troopers, I think they might all be the same, and if they are, then I am going crazy. Yeah, there's no difference, but again, you'd probably pick one and paint it to be your elite. There's actually 6 of them. Oh my gosh, I'm blind. So there's actually 6 of those snowtroopers. There's quite a bit of them there, so that's gonna be fun to paint. And that's it. That's all the miniatures in the game. So the only thing left to talk about is this pack of cards right here. So let's do a quick opening, and I'll shuffle through them all here on camera so you guys can see what they look like. And then that is pretty much it. That's gonna cover Return to Hoth. So supply disruption, networks restored, weary from toil, invigorated by success, distractions, strategy executed, resurgence, systems upgrade. That's cool. Iron Hand. I like when the art gets involved because it's something else to look at. Grappling hooks, nice. Stimulants, size advantage, survival instincts. Ooh, cool. These are all gonna, oh nice, set the trap. Miracle worker, master operative. I am likely gonna be probably sleeving these guys. I normally try to, recently my sleeving has kind of calmed down and I only sleeve what's shuffled a lot, but I think this is going to be one of those games that's just going to get used quite a bit, especially with my friends. So we're probably going to want to sleeve these, which is kind of terrifying because there's quite a bit of these cards. So it's going to be interesting. And I don't want to buy the cheap sleeves on this one, I don't think. Some games I'm okay with doing that, but they bother me at times as well. Anyway, that is it, guys. That is Star Wars Return to Hoth. We covered the whole thing from start to finish. I hope you guys enjoyed the unboxing. There will be more unboxings for Imperial Assault coming up as well, so you can just follow along, wait. The next video that's prompted to you will be the next expansion in line. And if I'm not mistaken, and I could be, I believe it's the Bespin Gambit. So I think that's the next one to come up. Anyway, guys, thank you for your support. It's been incredible. Like the video if you want to see some more Imperial Assault, or even if just you like it and are interested in seeing more. Again, thank you for everything you guys do. Your feedback is incredible. The community here is awesome. And until the next video, thanks for watching and keep on rolling solo.